Hi Aries, welcome to your general reading for July 8th through the 14th. I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross spread. I have the cards here. I'm going to be pulling qualifiers for love at the end. I'm also going to be pulling a qualifier for career. I'm going to pull the Celtic cross spread and interpret it for both. And then we'll add these in as we wrap up the cross. Because depending on, you might be here with looking for some career advice or some career direction. Some of you might be here for relationships, some sort of family situation, anything like that. So try to give a little bit of something to everybody. I did post the astrology for this week. It is the biggest thing going on this week, guys, is Chiron's going retrograde. That is what I call the video, right? Because this is really a big time of healing for all of us. So I do want to say on the 8th, Mercury is going to be square Mars. It's going to be a little stressful that day. Just watch your P's and Q's. Try not to lash out at anybody, or be a little patient if somebody's acting a little out of sorts with you, for sure. But overall, I do like the energy that we have, coming for us. I have to say. Generally speaking, see some change happening for you here, Aries. And it's happening in you guys, so it's like, oh my gosh. I think you and Libra are probably going to be going through it the most. Okay. But all good. All good. Even though I'm saying that we're going to have this tension on the 8th, we do have, first of all, Mercury is going to be going direct in Cancer on the 12th. It's not going to be out of shadow, though, until like the 26th. So just a little heads up for that. But, we have the Sun opposing Jupiter, which is actually a really good thing, on the 14th. And we have the Sun trining Neptune, which is a good thing. these are transits that are going to be inciting, where do you really want to go? What do you want to be? Really just being tired of being this other version of yourself. And whatever it is that you're in, that relationship, that job, that family connection, whatever. And you're just being very called to be the most authentic version of yourself. Absolutely right now. So let's throw some Astro Dice, get a card, and then we'll get right into the Celtic Cross. We have you, we have Aries, we have Saturn, and we have the ninth house of belief. Ninth house of belief. All right. So why don't we talk about Saturn first? So here we get the Saturn in the dice, right? This brings a reality check on anything that you've been understanding through some sort of delusion. So you might feel a certain level of unfairness in your life right now, having to do with that relationship or that job, that family connection, that friendship. But you have to trust that whatever comes up right now is really meant for your evolution. And this has a lot to do with the Chiron transit, guys. This is really resonating with me, even just in a holistic way with the Chiron transit. I'm going to link it in the description box below if you didn't catch the video, but definitely check it out, because I really think this strongly resonates with you guys. And then when we get you guys, Aries, it's time to move on an idea, a new approach. It's what you guys are all about, right? You guys are the shakers and the movers, ruled by Mars. You guys are the babies of the zodiac. You're all about, fresh perspective. Let's go. And it's time to move on that idea. It really is. And then we have the ninth house. And the ninth house, right? A new era is ushering in for you, Aries. Really. And this energy wants you to go on that road less traveled. Be the real you, right? Really be that fool energy. Even though the fool energy in tarot is connected to Uranus, this is really calling for you to try out that new approach, try out that new path. Where have you been feeling stuck? Wherever you've been feeling stuck, that's where you have to really incite this new approach. So I think that's really good. Towards your future. It's all about your future here is really what I'm vibing here. Cancer, beautiful. And you want to feel safe while you're doing it, sure. Cancer is the 4th house of home. Absolutely. It's ruled by the moon. Luna. This is mother. This is safety and home. What do you feel at home with? What do you feel most connected with? This is really asking you to get in touch with that and being the most authentic version of yourself. And make sure that you feel safe in whatever you're doing. Because safety is very important with this Cancer energy. Absolutely. So let's get into the Celtic cross spread. We have in the recent past, rather, and that's whatever it means to you. That could have been yesterday, last week, last month, last year. The energies don't understand. time. That's man-made. So we have Justice here, which is a Libra energy. Libra is the 7th house of relationship. So this could be you wondering about how fair was that relationship, that close relationship, that business connection, that intimate connection, that close family connection. How fair was it? Were you fair? Were they fair? What was necessary to make that be a better version of itself? Because the Justice energy, being a Libra energy, is also a tool by Venus. And Venus is that beautiful trifecta of, feeling really good about ourselves, being involved in something, as well as loving what we're involved in, right? And having a lot of value, right? Venus is one of the money planets that we look at. But whenever we look at money in tarot, money means more than just money. Resources mean more than just resources, right? It's what we can offer to a person or to ourselves, to a situation. Mental, physical, emotional connection, right? So is this idea of, were things fair? Were things not fair? Really trying to figure it out, Current situation, we have the Ace of Swords reverse, and we have the Sun reverse. The Sun is still beautifully benefic in the reverse. It just means not yet. So this just means that you have to wait on something. And the Ace of Swords in the reverse does indicate, Ace is brand new, and whenever we get it reversed, it does indicate that there could be this delay, or perhaps there was some sort of false start. Now this is an air energy, so this means that a message could have come in to lead you down a certain path, making you think that something was going to be that ended up not being, that ended up kind of falling on its face. So maybe it was that phone call that came in from that friend, or that ex, or somebody from your past, and you were feeling rather hopeful, but it ended up there was this false start. But it doesn't have to be entirely negative. Because the Sun is reversed, it just means not yet. So maybe not yet because of the pandemic and the weird opening phases that we need to go through, or it could just simply be something else within your dynamic that's getting in the way of something being recognized as a fresh start right now. But to be more specific to the Sword energy and it being air, you want to think Mercury, you want to think communication. So this has to do with new communication coming in. So because it's a reversal, it can mean, as I just said, this false start, right? Where somebody communicated to you and you were feeling very hopeful, and there was a kibosh put on it for some reason. Or it could be that, as it turns out, that information that came in was inaccurate, or somebody was trying to manipulate you, right? So because this is a general message, I am going to, I'm going to give you a couple of different understandings of it. You're going to know which way is impacting you. But it is this not yet energy, which is why I'm more inclined to say that either there was something that was communicated that was either unclear, that will be made clear, or something came in that created this sort of false start. If it was straight up manipulation, we wouldn't have gotten the Sun reverse as a crossing. You follow? But I want to give all of the different interpretations that I feel. Now, crowning energy, we have the Death. So I don't hate this at all. I love the Death card. This is Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, which is all about transformation. It's a simultaneous beginning while something has ended. So it can almost be like a swapping out of energies. Now, depending on your situation, this could be a rebirth of something that you're in a healthy way. If the bones of what you were in, if it was a good situation for you, you're going to know if it wasn't. If somebody was a narcissist, or that job just made you miserable, or that friend was just, full of malice and jealousy and all of that, you're going to know that that's not going to be the new cycle that's going to be hitting you, because we have this beautiful loving energy as the foundation, which is the Queen of Cups, Gemini and Cancer. So whatever information is going to ultimately end up coming in, it's going to come in making you feel safe. And what I mean by that is emotional safety. There's going to be a safety element too, some sort of communication that comes in where you feel comfortable with it. You feel like, okay, I could do this. This is good. This is a good thing for me. This is good that I'm having this communication with this person. This is going in a good direction. I feel good. I feel good about the communication that came in about that job opportunity, or having to do with the work that I'm doing already. That's very much the Queen of Cups energy, right? Because again, it's Gem in Cancer. right? Gem, I'm not saying in Cancer, and Cancer. Gem and Cancer. It's different in and the prepositions make a big difference here. But so communication coming in, and you feeling safe because of it, and you feeling loved because of it, and you feeling like, yes, this is the right thing for me, okay? So recognizing that something the way it was is done. Some sort of cycle that doesn't even belong on your path anymore is done, all right? Because maybe it wasn't fair. Whatever it was, right? Having to do going back to the justice energy, right? But I do like this. Now, you and only you right now, you are, climbing into the Virgo in you, right? The Hermit is a Virgo energy. You might be dealing with the Virgo. So the Hermit energy is about taking the mental space that you need to really think something through. Now, for some of you, having to do with relationship, this can mean one of two things, and you're going to know which it resonates with for you. For some of you, this can mean working on your relationship in private. And that could be have a couple of different looks to it. One, it could be, let's say you guys were going out and you were sort of caught in this nexus of cycles. Break up, get back together, break up, get back together. Or to the point where it was like embarrassing, right? Even to yourself, to your family, friend, whatever. You know what I mean, right? So you guys deciding to maybe give it another go, but not really telling anybody yet because you just kind of want to see where it goes. Others of you, you may be involved in some sort of risque love affair. I'm not here to judge. I'm just calling it what it is, and you might be trying to conduct some sort of relationship in private. Others of you, very definitively, you're going to be recognizing in this mental space that this is not the right thing for you that you've been in, and it's you going on your rightful path, which is that of being single, being alone for now. And not unhappily, not happy about how it went. This doesn't mean you're happy about what happened, but where you feel like you're doing the right thing. Now, the interesting thing here is that we have the Six of Cups energy is the external to you. So the Six of Cups is the most common card to come up for reconciliation. So this could be reconciliation with a past relationship. Now, what's interesting about this energy, though, it doesn't have to be anyone that you were ever actually involved with. And I know that sounds weird, but it could be someone from your past that maybe you went to school with when you were little, or you went to high school with, college. You haven't seen them in forever, and they end up reaching out to you maybe on social media, because I do have a lot of Gemini energy here. Mercury, that's very much communication and social media. Could be that. For others of you, it could be you meeting somebody where you would swear you knew them before in your life, right? Because they're just of the same ilk, they're made from the same cloth. You have this sense of resonance and familiarity, and chances are you probably did know them in a past life. If you don't believe in that stuff, because not everybody does, this is somebody who is just from an energetic perspective, just cut from the same cloth as you, where you feel this level of resonance. Now, we could also feel these ways having to do with jobs, where we connect with somebody and we're like, how did I know this person before? Or I feel like I've known this person forever, or this is totally the right opportunity kind of thing. But it's an energy that's external to you that's going to be coming to you. Okay? Now, also, for many of you, this is a beautiful healing energy. The Six of Cups is a beautiful healing energy because it's a sun in Scorpio. And again, Scorpio is about transformation and sun is about illumination. Now, I want you to listen to me for a second here. If this is not resonating with you as a person, guys, this is your past coming to be healed through Chiron retrograde, which is going to be happening from the 12th of July through December of 2020. It's 157 days of healing that we're all going to be going through. So you're going to resonate with this however you resonate with it. But that is going to speak to a good amount of you, I do feel. Beautiful energy nonetheless. So you may be in this Hermit energy doing some deep soul searching, deep thinking, deep healing, beautiful transformative kind of healing though. There's nothing negative about this because the other side of it is nothing but positive. And the fear here is the Eight of Swords. So the fear here is Jupiter and Gemini. Now here we have the yin, right? Jupiter in Gemini. So Jupiter is all about luck and expansion. And Gemini is all about that third house of communication, short distance travel, learning, all of that, right? Now, Jupiter expands whatever it's in. So Jupiter is going to be expanding that Mercury, that communication. And it's the whatever is going to be coming in, I'm feeling like it's going to be a very busy time for you as far as text messages, phone calls, this, that, and you're just really wanting to just hide from all of it. Not in a bad way. You don't like, not wanting to deal with anything negative, nothing like that. And you're just looking like, how can I take what's happening right now and just bring myself to a higher level of consciousness and bring more luck and success to my life. This is just where you're going to be at, Aries. I really do feel like that. But this is in your fear position. So your fear, though, is in all of these people coming at you, and you just feeling like, I just want to be the hermit for a minute. I know I'm usually out there. I know I'm usually the go-getter energy. I know all of that. But right now, I need to just be in my own skin right now. And guys, especially, we have Pluto retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Neptune retrograde. We have everybody retrograde right now. And then we're going to have Chiron in you guys. Not a bad thing. This is all good stuff. But where you guys normally like, come on, let's go. You may feel like, all right, you know what? I need to look in the rearview mirror a little bit. I need to heal a little something from my past. I need to look at stuff to understand, why things are exactly the way they are right now. And you're just needing that little reprieve. It's okay. It's all good. Truly, I know a lot of people in the community say that, but guys, honestly, there are so many energies that are supporting this right now that it's not going to be as horrible, if you want to say, keeping it real, as during other transits right now, right? So we go from the 8 of Swords and we go to the 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords is a Mars and Gemini. So here, this is Mars is your ruler, right? So now it's going to be like, you are just going to be purging the last of the last, down in the deepest part of your soul, bottom of the barrel stuff. Inside of you, trying to get in touch with how to make this new path for yourself. As the 9 of Swords is that 3 a.m. card, right? It's anxiety, it's depression, it's ruminating thoughts, it's intrusive thoughts, it's the stuff that we don't even tell people that's troubling us, right? But we kind of can't help because it's part of the human condition. And it can incite, though, this kind of anxiety and this kind of rumination. Do you know what I mean? This kind of rumination. But what I actually like that you're afraid of the 8 of Swords and then you end up in the 9 of Swords. It's almost like you're going to be manifesting that this worry and this anxiety to a whole new level. But I actually feel like it's necessary. Because then we have, as the near future, we have the 7 of Coins. And this is a Saturn in Taurus energy. So what I like about this, the 7 of Coins, I always say, this is like the 4 of the world and the 3 of the Trinity meeting on earth. This is truly the card of where heaven and earth intersect. And this is where a beautiful new cycle begins. And I like this because this is sort of like a new cycle happening within something that you're in, right? Because it's Saturn is age. It's Saturn in Taurus, right? Saturn is old. It's age. It's experience. It's wisdom. It's karma, but it's also restriction. So Saturn has been in this energy and now it's in Taurus, which is all about, in a very real, practical, earthy form, beautiful benefic energies. It just is. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So it's like putting your hard work into something that at the end of it, you're going to feel so good about yourself. You're going to feel so good about where you are. And you're going to be building this new version of whatever it is you're in, whether it's yourself, whether it's that relationship, whether it's that career, whatever it is. It's starting in, I want to say though, it's like a new cycle. You know what I mean? Where you're going to be learning something in a new way, which is very that North Node energy right now that we have in Gemini. It's all about being the student right now for all of us, but having that level of excitement. So it's going to be a new approach, something new, but because you've done the work. You follow? Saturn in Taurus, because you've done the work. Beautiful, beautiful. So while these guys are up here, let me pull an advice card from the Rebel Oracle for career. All right, so this one's going to be for career, for those of you who resonated with this as career. I don't know what's happening with my cards here. All over the place. Okay, against the grain. Yes. Yes, I like this. Against the grain. You have to go against the grain right now, Aries. It's just the way you are. You're not a follower. You can't be, but you're an agitator, but in the best kind of way. You're a good agitator. Does that make sense? This is in the best kind of way. This is not like disrespectful kind of chaos, but you're a loving catalyst. And by simply just being yourself, you're going to constantly remind the people in your life that there is always another way, right? And this really comes with a particular guidance that you're meant to be exactly who you are. And that's exactly what I was saying, when we threw the astro dice. Really, I mean, this is, you know that the true nature of being who you are can never really be changed. You have this inherent understanding about this having to do with yourself and having to do with other people. But you also realize that it could be hidden much of the time. And now is the time to accept who you really are and who others really are and allow truth to be freely expressed. And I'm feeling, especially having to do with career. Because I feel like you're in a time right now where you may feel like you don't really fit in with the rest of the world. Maybe your sense of how things can be and how they really are just so different, right? Just so different to like the smaller minds or more fearful hearts of many others that you are rarely positively received for everything that you offer. So this might make you feel really frustrated or even lonely in some way. But I feel you really holding on to this and embracing it and having it be a very benefic thing for you. And I see that coming out in the Seven of Coins energy. But you trying to figure it out in that sword energy inside of yourself. Inside of yourself. You're very creative, Aries. You guys are a very creative energy. You're very creative. And now is the time to really, really don't silence that in any way. Just really get in touch with that. Beautiful. I like it. Now, guys, I do need to clear these. And we're going to pull some oracles for relationship for those of you in that space. If you're not in a space for relationship, you guys could click off, and thank you so much for joining me. But these next cards are going to be just for a relationship oracle. So I'm going to pull the oracle cards, and I'm going to pull some qualifying tarot, but I never do the tarot in the upright. So, I only do the tarot in the upright when I'm dealing with the oracles. So I'm trying to do them separately, okay? I did already shuffle these, but let's see what we have. All right. Heart-to-heart conversations, that fits in. New love, yep. A lot of you guys are going to be meeting somebody new. A lot of you guys are going to be meeting somebody new. And I'm going to tell you something. If you meet somebody new, like this week, I really like the Sun trining Neptune for new relationships right now. Because that means whatever you guys establish is really going to be happening on a beautiful soul connection. Additionally, those of you already in relationships, I feel like you're just going to have a really beautiful shared vision of the future. So I do like that. Oh, I just feel there's a lot of newness here. Heart-to-heart conversations, new love, keep an open mind, getting to know each other. Now, this could be a lot of you getting to know each other on a new level. If you just resonated with the Celtic cross spread, that Seven of Pentacles energy indicates a new cycle within a relationship. So let's see what the Island Time Wellness are going to have for us, and then we'll pull some shadowscapes, okay? Some things that we have to deal with. All right, so these middle cards are always what we really have to deal with underneath it all. So we have Passion, Hand of Cards, stabbed in the back coffin. Interesting. Yeah, all right. Let me just pull a few shadowscapes, and then I'll pull it all together for you guys, okay? Yes. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. The coffin card. Okay. High Priestess. Four of Swords. The Sun. Woo! Yeah. We like that. Knight of Swords. All about truth. All right, good. So, I like. We have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. It's very much an Aquarius vibe I get there. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Now, guys, I do always understand this new love card, by the way, in this as a brand new spanking new cycle for those of you who, if you've been in a cycle where there was no connection and you guys are reconnecting now, that would definitely resonate here. We have passion, insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. Hand of Cards is all about taking a chance and a risk, being strategic. It's taking a gamble. Taking a gamble. And again, what's a gamble is, you know something, you don't know something, right? And it's this fear is always sort of involved in that. We have this idea of being stabbed in the back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception. So this tells me that there's something that you're working on healing from your past, from something in the past. But then we have Coffin. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. So the way I'm understanding this so far is that there can be for some of you, you're going to resonate with this as you having gone through something and it's over now. All right, you got stabbed in the back. There was a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. There was separation. It was very, very necessary. But now it's time for you to take that chance and transition and transform your life. Go into this new beginning. I do see you meeting somebody super healthy. Again, that goes back to resonating with that future energy, the Seven of Pentacles, which I like, and this being a very passionate connection. Now, the reason I feel like some of you are going to be sort of in this transitory state of releasing something from your past, whether it was last week, last month, last year, it doesn't matter. But you're going to be recognizing old hurts, because the High Priestess is of moon energy, and the moon is I feel. And the moon, in the moon energy, this is what we feel in private. This is what we feel underneath the surface that we're not really talking about, right? And so you can very well be processing a lot of emotions, and you're not talking about it, and you shouldn't talk about it. That's the thing with the High Priestess. It's kind of like, shh, keep what you're thinking to yourself, right? That's really what that energy is, and that should be happening for you guys. Now, the High Priestess can also mean for those of you who were in a cycle of relationship where you were on again, off again, on again, off again, and you guys are giving it another go, but you don't want to tell anybody because you're not really sure of where it's going to lead. Or you and your partner really working on things in private. You're really not talking to people about what's going on under your roof, metaphorically, because it doesn't mean you have to be living together, but you know what I mean. All right, and then we have the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is making a conscious decision to leave the toxicity in the past and to only grab the lessons out of whatever you've been through. Leave all that stuff in the past. Pressing the pause button, though, not making any big jumps or big decisions just yet. And like laying in reflection of what the next smart move is going to be. What the next smart move is going to be. But guys, this is a really good energy because this is Jupiter in Libra, right? And Libra is ruled by Venus. So Jupiter expands whatever it's in. So this is Jupiter expanding that beautiful Venusian energy having to do with this connection. And we can't have a better card after that. We just can't. I mean, it's arguably, there's always the argument, what's more positive, what's the most benefic card, the sun or the world, right? Who really cares? They're both amazing. But the sun, what I like about the sun is this means healthy foundation for you guys to grow on and be on that metaphorical home path exactly where you're supposed to be. The sun, again, doesn't mean that everything is going to be fixed overnight. It's not. It doesn't mean that at all. But what the sun provides is a beautiful land with the warmth that you guys need, right, in order for you guys to grow what you're meant to grow. So it's basically minimizing the obstacles and maximizing the positive elements that can possibly pop into the situation to help improve things. And then we have, finally, the Knight of Swords. And I really like this energy here because swords are always about truth. Right? This is a Taurus and Gemini, and what a beautiful combination that is, because we have communication about what was the issue, Aries, right? What was the issue? What is your issue? What is your concern? It's having that conversation about the things that are uncomfortable, because what is Taurus? Taurus is money. Taurus is ruled by Venus. It's about the five senses. Taurus is about having the conversation about, how do I feel in this? This is about having the conversation about what is your idea of what the relationship is supposed to look like. And having the conversation and being unapologetically you, and really tapping into what it is you need. And not allowing all of these ridiculous, barriers to hold you back anymore in relationship. I see this as this is beautiful. This is just beautiful. It really is. There's nothing negative about it. I do see you having to work through something that you've been in, though, but having the energetic support of the release. You're going to be releasing. Releasing's never easy. It's never easy. But I like where it's going for you, because this is going in a direction that was very much meant for you. Changes, even when we're with the same person, right? It's even hard. But anyway, guys, that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this reading and you like my energy, please like, subscribe, share. You guys know what to do. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.